Is it happy wife, happy life?
Nah.
Or is it happy spouse, happy house?
Couples Pursue.
Hello, this is Vincent
And Valerie
Woodard, and on this episode of Couples Pursuit Live,
we're going to discuss whether it should be happy wife, happy life, or happy spouse, happy house. I think we've kind of given it away that we don't really subscribe to happy wife, happy life. And what do you think, babe?
well, look, before we dive into this conversation, tag somebody else that you know that you will be interested in this post. Maybe you might have had this conversation with your friends, family, neighbors, co-workers, and also share this post so we can help spread the word of Couples Pursuit, because we're here to help couples get the tools and things they can learn from to maintain a successful marriage. So
Yes.
the term happy life, happy wife, happy life, I'm used to live in that world, actually.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I used to live in that world. The mantra, happy life, happy wife, happy life, kind of kept some men. It was like they kept them out of trouble. Like, long as the wife is happy, I won't get fussed at, and I can go back watching my game, and I can continue to do the things I want to do, and all is well with the world. But it's not true. It wasn't true because men have needs too.
Right.
Husbands have needs too.
Yes.
And now we're in a place where, okay, she's happy, but you're frustrated, and you said, well, I'm not acting frustrated, but it shows, it will come out, and that's how it was in our situation. And I said I kind of lived in that space because it came out in frustration. And it came out in a place where, I was like, well, I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. But it wasn't, I was just pacifying the issue and patching.
Patching the holes.
Yeah. So, what do you think?
Well, it's interesting to me because when I hear the term happy wife, happy life, other things like, cheaper to keeper, ball and chain, it makes me think of negativity. And it makes me think of negativity because marriage is supposed to be a partnership. And the ways that I've heard it, and one of the reasons why I say negativity is because it has been the purpose behind those statements are do whatever you do to keep her mouth shut. I don't want to hear it. And I think that that's wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's negative because a woman has the right to express what it is that she wants, needs, and desires. And expressing those wants, needs, and desires doesn't need to be categorized as nagging. Now, some women can be nagging. That's true. It's true.
And that wasn't the case with you. I wasn't saying that. But yeah.
Right. No, I didn't get that. And I'm sure that there were times when I was nagging. Listen, I wanted what I wanted, and I wasn't getting it. And we spent a lot of years in that kind of back and forth. And when a man goes to a place where in his body he's going to respond to her in the way that he feels like he has to in order to keep the quote unquote peace.
Yeah.
But in his mind and in his heart he feels differently. Nobody's being satisfied.
Yeah, because you're not really getting the real me. I'm not really doing it out of the wholeheartedness of my heart to just make, do what I can to be the best person that I can be. Not so much to make you happy, but just being the best person that I can be, the best husband I can be, the best father that I can be. And I'm not doing it from that place. If I was living the mantra happy wife, happy life, I was doing it to just make you happy, not putting my needs to the side, put my wants and desires to the side, and it was more just so maybe, okay, she won't fuss at me, she won't get on me about such and such,
I was gonna say, I'm sorry, go ahead, baby.
Well, no, I'm just saying. So in that response, my needs are still there. I put them over here, but they're still.
Right, you still
there.
have them.
Yeah,
you push them to the side. And, I want to bring up the point, and feel free to comment in the chat if you guys have opinions about whether you feel like it's okay to feel like, happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy life. But I want to challenge a thought that doing what it is that you feel like the wife needs, or having that idea of, I got to do whatever I have to do to keep her quiet. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's not about, satisfying her. It's about, not having to deal with issues.
Well, definitely. Man, those 3 words that a woman says to a man that's like kryptonite, like, as a 4, can we talk?
Oh, we need to talk.
Can we talk?
Yeah, that's 3 words. I'm like, I got them 4 words. We need to talk.
We need to talk. Yeah. So, what I have to do to not have to go to the principal's office, to not
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Even the fact that it's like the principal's office, because oftentimes when a woman says, we need to talk, it's like, oh Lord, I'm in trouble. Well, it doesn't always have to be that you're in trouble.
No.
And sometimes it's easier to avoid, or it seems easier to avoid an issue than to just confront it. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes women are more eager to confront the issue, talk about what's going on, or we have lots of words that men are not really wanting to hear.
Well, it's not okay. Well, yes, this is lots of words, but it's also hear and to process. To say, okay, well, I have to, and then I'm living out of laws and doctrine. I'm not, because she said don't do this way, or don't do that, don't leave the dish rag on the sink, or something. It's like so now you remember, okay, put my shoes up, don't leave the dish rag, so it's like those things. But I still have the way I do things, but it's not really. I think a lot of us men get in trouble when we don't first establish, and this is where I was also living, starting to first establish the vision for the house, and not so much the men, the couple, the spouse, mm-hmm. the household. Mm-hmm. Both of you sit down together, establish the vision for the house. Because once you get the vision for the house, then there's some things that maybe the wife wants to do that we're not going to be able to do, and then there's some things that the husband wants to do. The husband wants to do it, and we're not going to be able to do, but we have a vision, and we understand that. It really shows up in the beginning, mm-hmm. with Adam and Eve. When God told man, he gave man work. He planted a garden, mm-hmm. and then he said he didn't allow the trees to grow because he didn't have rain the water the earth, because he didn't have a man to work the earth. Mm-hmm. And then he put a man in the midst of the garden, mm-hmm. and he told the man to work it, mm-hmm. and to keep it. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of us get that. We was actually supposed to cultivate it, but also guard it. Mm-hmm. And with that, all the animals and everything he tried to do, so man needed a suitable helper. He presented a whole bunch of people to Adam, a whole bunch of livestock, to Adam. Mm-hmm. And then he said, well, this is no suitable helper. Mm-hmm. You need someone to help him cultivate the garden and to keep it and to guard it. So once we had the vision, then we can operate out of a lot of things. If Adam and Eve both recognized the vision, the serpent would never gotten that close to them, because it would have been a case where they could have guarded the vision. The vision was, no, we do not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. I know I'm really going deep, but I think life really changed a lot when we sat down and mapped out our vision for what we wanted to see as a couple, as a family, as the ministry. When we sat down and mapped out a vision, it's like, okay, well, there's some things that we might want to do. Like, we might want to go to Paris or something. But yeah. But right now,
it's not in the plan.
It's not in the plan.
It's in the plan, but it's not in the works.
It's actually part of the vision.
Yes.
But it's not that step in the vision right now. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
I do. And you said, I think I missed something you were saying, that God presented the animals to Adam.
Yes.
And there was no suitable mate. You mean when he was having him name them?
Well, he said before, that he brought the animals. We can look it up in this Genesis 7, and he said that there was no helper for the man.
Helper for him. Okay.
Right, and then he brought animals. Mm-hmm. And with that, he named all the animals, but God still found there was no suitable helper
For Adam.
For Adam.
Yeah.
And Adam it was still. I love the Bible, y'all. So I don't even say forgive me. Just roll with me for a second. Adam at the time was a name for man and woman.
Yeah, Adam means mankind.
That's right, mankind. So it wasn't like a man was looking for some livestock to help him. No, he was saying like to help him cultivate and keep the garden. But he said there was no one better than a woman. Mm-hmm. There was no other thing better than a woman. And once he brought that woman, the man was like, "Whoa,"
Me like.
and from that, he was able to have the vision and to keep it. And they had lived prosperous lives. We had that what happened in the garden with the serpent, but they still talked about they lived.
She was a helpmeet
for
him.
At least 900 more years. So I say all that to say this: happy wife, happy life. If you just concentrating on making your wife happy, first of all, you can't make anybody else.
He can't make me happy.
No, you can do some things that she likes.
Yeah,
I know what she likes, but you really shouldn't live in that territory. We should live with. I think this is both of us. Happy spouse, happy house, because we're both together. We're connected. Yes. We are a unit.
Right.
Even with that, even when God separated the woman from man. He said that a man would leave his mother and father and would cling to his wife, and they will become one flesh. We're still together. We're still, when you're with your spouse, you're still one. So the unit needs to be happy.
And that's a good example because when we think about, let's say for instance, if we're talking about the body, right? And spiritually we talk about the body of Christ, and each part of the body has its own function. But when we talk about marriage, which is a reflection of Christ's relationship with the church. When we talk about marriage and you and I as husband and wife become one, you wouldn't feed one part of your body or wash one part of your body, That's right. Or moisturize one part of your body without the other. And if you do, you can tell the difference.
Wash one underarm.
Wash one arm and not the other one. Brush your teeth on the top, but not on the bottom.
Ooh, well, I think some people do that. Go ahead.
But what I'm saying that to say, when we come together, the two flesh become one, right? Some versions say we become twain. And so, for me or anyone, for a person to expect within a relationship where husband and wife are no longer two but one, that you, the male, are always supposed to cater to me, the female. What happens when you cut off supply? Blood supply. Death.
Starts to die. Yeah.
Death happens. At first you get tension, you might get numbness, you might start to turn blue, and then you lose function, and then eventually it can die. So why would I want him to intentionally put a tourniquet around his heart, his feelings, his emotions, in order that I receive all the blood supply? Let's think about another example.
That's good, baby.
Twins in the womb. Sometimes one twin can overtake life from the other twin, and it's not something that the mother does. It's something that happens. But sometimes you'll see one twin that may not survive the womb. And then if they do survive the womb, you may see one twin is larger than the other. Something abnormal has happened. And so instead of them being equal, even though they shared the same womb, the same space, one was being fed more than the other person. And that is, it's selfish and it's unfair in this way. If the intention is that where the expectation is that the wife feels like, well, he needs to do whatever he needs to do because I'm the queen and I'm the princess and all this little foolishness we're talking about. I'm this and I'm that. Well, if you a queen, are you married to a pauper or are you married to a king? If you married to a king, then he deserves just as much love and respect and honor and consideration as you do, right? And so that's foolishness. Why would you expect the person to do everything for you and you're not supposed to do everything for them? And if they don't do it, then you're going to have an attitude. You're going to withhold intimacy. You're going to withhold affection. You're going to withhold sex. Why? All of that feeds into negativity and division. And then the second point I want to make is this. That's if the woman expects, the first is if the woman expects that the man is supposed to do that. And then secondly, if the man feels like that's his answer to happiness. That's his answer to peace. That's the way I keep peace in my house. I just do whatever whatever I got to do to shut up. Well, what kind of relationship is that?
And look, this is so good. Thank you so much. I see Mama on the line. How you doing?
Hey, Mom.
Just glory to y'all. She's Mama to us. And Pat, how you doing,
Cousin Pat?
How you doing? Tabitha, sis, what's going
Y'all
on, sis?
tell us what you think about this now.
Yeah, Ron,
hey,
what's up,
Ron?
sir? What's going on? It's such a
Somebody say something.
Yes, such a great topic, and
yeah.
I know the conversation in the men's circle where when we talk off camera and you're like, what do you first think about when you hear the word happy wife, happy life? And I told you honestly, just blurted it out. I was like, well, he's whipped. And I'm like, that person is whipped. And is it blunt when I say that? Because I admitted it. I'm not talking about all y'all. I'm talking about, me too. I was living in a place where, okay, as long as she's happy, things are good.
I don't have to hear her mouth.
Look, it's a verse in the Bible that I think we kind of get it a little twisted. This is Psalms 128.
Okay.
It says, how happy is everyone who fears the Lord, who walks in his ways. You will surely eat what your hands have worked for. You will be happy and it will go well for you. And the verse 3 says, your wife will be like a fruitful vine within your house, your children like young olive trees around your table. So some olive shoots. Some versions say that. In this very way, the man who fears the Lord will be blessed. See, we take that, we see that the wife will be like a fruitful vine. So as long as we keep, her happy and watered and moisturized,
she'll produce.
Yeah, she'll produce. But it's a fruitful vine. It's from the union.
Yes.
If the union is not fruitful, she can't produce, and she can't produce, the children suffer, and the whole house suffers. So I love the way that verse starts and ends. He said, how happy is everyone who fears the Lord. Then it says, how blessed is it says, in this very way, the man who fears the Lord will be blessed.
Yes.
So we have to understand that it starts from the union of us. If we're good, we're taking care of each other. That's why we started Couples Pursuit, to getting to the point where we actually focus on us. Time out for just having to go away and focus on us for 1 week of a year or one weekend. Yeah, it's not even a week, right?
Yeah, it's like 36 hours.
And then the rest of the time, we just focusing on everyone else and just putting us to the side. Don't need to spend time together.
Yeah.
20 minutes, maybe eating over dinner, looking at each other, and then we off to bed or whatever. No, time out for that. Time out for that. We need to focus on ourselves every day. We are the most important person. Our union, our marriage is so important to me that I think about it. I wonder, what can we do? What can we, if we could just sit together, if I can just see her, if I can just hug her in the morning, if I can just hug her at nighttime, if I can just talk to her, during the day. We do these things right here because for so long, it was like the last thing that we do. We went to work, came home, got dinner ready, focus on so many other things, but no. Church and I lost focus on being the husband that I can be. And in turn, if I'm the best husband that I can be, then she can be,
that fruitful vine.
Yes.
And I want to speak to that because if you hit on something, when you talk about family, and I mentioned earlier that the marriage relationship is a reflection of Christ's relationship to the church, with him being the bridegroom and the church being the bride. Of course, in this scenario, I'm the bride, but he submitted to God. My husband is submitted to God. And so because he's submitted to God and his principles, not just a, person who said, yes, I want to be saved, not just a person who, goes to church or professes with his mouth, but he's living a lifestyle that is after God's heart. If that is who he is, I don't have anything to worry about. Does that mean he's perfect? No. But it means his heart is going to be towards God. It's going to be unto righteousness. It's going to be after truth and knowledge and wisdom. And so with that knowledge and wisdom, he seeks God for how to govern the household, for how to take care of myself and the children, how to take care. When I say take care of me, I don't just mean provide for me financially, but how to take care of my heart as well, how to love and cover and protect me. And so then if he feels that way, I shouldn't in turn feel like, well, you better do whatever, because I'm this and I'm that. No, we are not supposed to think more highly of ourselves than we ought to. We are partners in this relationship. And so that's why I never subscribe to happy wife, happy life. Because what if my husband isn't happy? I have a responsibility to be light and life to him as well. Life giving to him. When he gives me something, is it Miles?
What's the quote?
When you give a woman something, she multiplies it.
Yeah, Miles
Monroe talks about that. And so the fruitful vine, it supports that statement because he nurtures me and loves me and waters me, with the word and with faith. And now
it wasn't always that way.
And when he didn't, it showed. It showed. We did not have the cohesiveness that we have now because I could not trust that he would always cover me or protect me emotionally. Because the anger was there. The frustration that he talked about was there. The misconception that he needed to do whatever he had to do to keep me quiet or to keep me happy so that he wasn't in the principal's office, so to speak. And it couldn't be farther from the truth. It's not that I wanted, him to be perfect. I just wanted to be loved and respected and honored, and cherished. And I wanted to give him that same thing back. So we say happy spouse, happy house.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I think I told a man this on a consultation that we had, that I had with him myself.
Oh yeah.
I told him, I said, look, happy marriages make happy families. Happy families make happy communities. Okay. Better marriages make better families. Better families make better communities. Better communities make better cities. Better cities make better nations. And a better nation is better for everybody. You understand what I'm saying? It starts, to me, now I'm saying it because I just know it's true for me. I know it's true in my heart, and I hope it's true for you. But it starts with the marriage. It's you working on yourself, and you working with your partner, with your spouse. And once you get that, it's not just about you being happy and me, I know we got compromise. I know we got the things, sometimes we're not just always going to agree about how to do everything, But the thing is about, we do have to work together. And it's not okay, well, as long as she's happy, I'm going to be all right. Well, you all right doesn't do anything for her. No. it might help that moment, but you're cutting off the blood circulation, like my wife said. When you
it's going to come out in other ways. I'm going to see that.
Die. Yeah.
I'm either I'm going to see it or I'm going to feel it. Because if someone feels like they're beholden to you, like they're responsible to you for every little thing, and it's like, well, my needs are never going to be met. How much communication do you think is there? How much openness and intimacy is, lives in that space?
It's not. It can't. It's not a lot. And I urge you, sit down. If you're married, to sit down with your spouse. And we had a great interview with Dr. Bonnie, and she said to actually sit down with your spouse. Dr. Bonnie, Dr. Carol. Let's ask them, okay, like
Dr. Carol.
Dr. Carol. I'm sorry about it, Dr. Carol, if you're watching. But it's to actually sit down with your spouse and ask them, what can I do for you?
Right.
Like, what can I, what do you need from me? And I thought that was such a real conversation. And it's probably something that you're like, well, I don't know if I want to ask that question.
Yeah, what kind of spouse am I to you? How do I show up for you?
Yeah. And the answer might surprise you. It might not, you might think it's bad. You might think maybe she probably going to demand a lot from me. No, because I think deep down that she wants a healthy marriage. You want a healthy marriage. And if there is an issue, we need to talk about it. It's an opening to discuss, those issues. And no, we don't blurt them all out. Well, yeah, you did this, and you did that, and you did this, and you did that. No,
and another thing.
I think the best way to ask was, what do you need from me?
Right. What can I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, not just what I think about you. No, what do you need? What kind of spouse am I? What kind of husband am I to you? And you will be amazed at the dialogue that takes place.
Yeah, and what do you need from me? And it's a simple question. And I know I said it a couple times, but oftentimes we get into a relationship and we don't talk about our expectations. We just get into, and it's like, oh, well, we like each other. The fire started. We want to be together. It's obvious. We have kids and life goes on, and then you get a home and you have jobs, and then all these things that come to consume your life. But what is it that you expect from your husband or your wife? Yeah, they need to know that, and then you need to know whether or not they're equipped to give you the things that you expect. Are your expectations realistic or unrealistic? Right? Are you expecting your husband or your wife to do something for you that they don't have the capacity to do, or something that is unfair to them? And when you do that, you begin to discover one another, and we should be vulnerable enough and flexible enough to allow room for improvements and room for discussion and room for discovery in our relationships, and not just expect that whoever you have made them up to be in your mind is who they are. How many times have you had a thought and not expressed it, and then that person did something that totally dispelled your thought? Wow. Right? It's like, oh, well, I thought they felt like this or that. And they didn't respond to you that way. So imagine if you have the discussion. Yeah. And you tell them what you want, need, and desire, and ask them, what do you want, need, and desire? And
it's so amazing how like, so you'd be surprised. It's so amazing. I told you at the beginning of the video, that I actually lived in the space Happy Wife, Happy Life, and you were surprised. But it's amazing how you actually didn't live for the place. Yeah, you butter. Yeah, you rub my feet. Yeah, you cooked the dinner. No, you actually came back like, I see you frustrated. I see something is not like totally joyful inside of you, and you kept like coming, like trying to figure out what was it. What was, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm good. I'm all right.
I said,
I'm good.
I'm fine.
I'm all right. I'm all right. Okay, I'm all right, and I'm good. But so she didn't live in that place where like, yeah, you better have. No, she was like, it ain't something.
He was checking all the boxes, but he wasn't at peace. Yeah.
So
at peace.
Wow, it's a great conversation. I urge you to please let us know what you think. How about your situation?
Well, Ronald said yes. Happy spouse, happy house.
I love that.
Right.
I love that.
That's
I love
exactly
that.
Right.
Family's so true.
Yes.
Good evening. Tabitha said good evening. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
Hey, look. Thank you again for joining us. We offer a free masterclass, and I urge you. I'm gonna put the link in the description
on effective communication.
Because these topics and much, much, much more need to be discussed. in a calm way, in a caring way, in a nurturing way, in a productive way, in an effective way. And so it's free. All you have to do is go sign up. I will put the link in the description, and I guarantee you will learn something from it. You can watch it by yourself. You can watch it with your spouse. Maybe you can watch it. I don't know, but I just urge you, whatever order you watch it, to at least talk about it with your other. And whether you're engaged, you're married, you're separated, you're trying to go through some stuff, and you're working some stuff out. If we had you for 30 minutes, this would be some of the things we would have told you in our free conversation. But also with that, it's an opportunity to work with us. So just go to that link that I post below when I post it, and just click on the link and watch the video. Let us know what you think. And if you want a chance to work with us, we'd be more than welcome to talk to you. All right.
All right. Well, until next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, be gracious to you. See you next time on Couples Pursuit Live.
Bye.